My name is Everly, and I'm 31 years old. Thanksgiving was supposed to be warm, predictable, and safe, the kind of day where nothing truly changes. But that year, it quietly became the day my entire life split into a before and an after. The house smelled like roasted turkey and cinnamon, the kind of smell that tricks you into believing everything is fine. My parents' dining room looked exactly the same as it had my whole childhood. Polished wooden table, autumn decorations, fake leaves scattered like effort. My sister Lily sat across from me, glowing. She always glowed. She had that effortless way of existing that made people lean in, listen, admire. I was the quiet one, the afterthought, the one who learned early not to expect much. After dinner, Mom clinked her glass and smiled in that tight, rehearsed way she used when she was about to perform generosity. "We thought we'd do something fun this year," she said. Dad reached under the table and pulled out 2 envelopes. He handed Lily hers first. Inside was a glossy brochure. A $13,000 luxury cruise package, Mediterranean, all-inclusive. Lily gasped, covered her mouth, and immediately hugged them both. Cameras came out. Compliments flew. My parents beamed like they'd just won Parent of the Year. Then Dad slid a small, thin envelope toward me. Inside was a $2 lottery ticket. For a second, I thought it was a joke. I waited for the punchline. It never came. Mom laughed lightly and said, "You never know, right?" Like that made it equal. Like luck was a substitute for love. I smiled. I always smiled. Years of practice had taught me how. That night, I drove home alone, the ticket sitting on my passenger seat like an insult. I almost threw it away at a gas station. Almost. Something, maybe stubbornness, maybe habit, made me tuck it into my wallet instead. 3 days later, on a quiet morning before work, I scanned the ticket at a convenience store. The machine froze. The clerk frowned. This says you need to contact the lottery office." My stomach dropped. I assumed it was a system error. I drove to work in a fog, my heart pounding for no reason I could logically explain. On my lunch break, I checked the numbers online. They matched. All of them. I refreshed the page, again and again. $100,000? $100 million. I didn't scream. I didn't cry. I sat on the floor of my apartment and stared at the wall until it felt unreal enough to survive. My phone buzzed, Mom's name. I ignored it. Then Dad, then Lily. By the end of the day, I had 79 missed calls. They had found out. Somehow the news traveled faster than I was ready for. A local article mentioned a Thanksgiving lottery win. My parents did the math. Suddenly I wasn't invisible anymore. Mom left voicemails, her tone swinging wildly between syrupy and desperate. "Sweetheart, call us. We're family." Dad texted about investments and protecting the money. Lily sent a single message. "We should talk." I didn't respond, because for the first time in my life, I realized something terrifying and powerful. I didn't owe them anything. That night, I replayed Thanksgiving in my head. The cruise brochure, the lottery ticket, the way my parents hadn't even looked worried that I might feel small. They'd been comfortable betting my worth on chance, and chance had answered. When the lottery office confirmed everything, they advised privacy, lawyers, time. I took all of it. I changed my number. I stayed quiet. I let my family sit in the silence they'd never bothered to notice before. On social media, Lily posted photos from her cruise. Smiling, wine glasses, hashtags about gratitude. The comments praised our parents for being so generous. I wondered if anyone would still say that if they knew the whole story. At night, I kept seeing that moment at the table. The envelopes. The difference in weight. The difference in value. The difference in how easily they decided who deserved more. They thought the lottery ticket was harmless. A joke, a placeholder gift. They never imagined it would become my escape. And as my phone stayed quiet for the first time in years, I understood something else too. Money didn't change who they were. It just revealed it faster. By the time Thanksgiving came around again, everything I thought I knew about family, fairness and forgiveness was already gone. And this time, I wasn't the one waiting to be chosen. By the time Thanksgiving rolled around again, my life no longer fit inside the old version of me. The money was real, sitting behind lawyers, accountants, and walls of paperwork. But the noise around it was louder than I ever imagined. I stayed quiet on purpose. No interviews, no public smiles, just distance. And yet somehow, my parents found ways to reach me. New numbers, distant relatives, even handwritten letters like we'd traveled back to the 90s. The tone was always the same. We're worried about you. You need guidance. Families should stick together. Funny how none of that mattered when my parents gave me a $2 lottery ticket and my sister a cruise package. Funny how family only became sacred after I won. The pressure peaked the week before Thanksgiving. Mom showed up at my apartment unannounced. I watched her from the window, standing on the sidewalk with a smile too wide to be real. I didn't open the door. She left a letter instead. Inside, she wrote about how hurt Lily was, how Dad had plans for generational wealth, how this money could fix everything. They still didn't get it. Nothing was broken by the money. Everything had been broken long before it. Against my better judgment, I agreed to meet them on Thanksgiving Day. Neutral ground. A restaurant. Public. Safe. Lily arrived first, dressed like a lifestyle influencer, already annoyed. My parents followed, acting like this was a reunion, not an ambush. They didn't waste time. Dad leaned forward and said, "So, we've been thinking. Since this all started, with us, it only makes sense we talk about splitting things fairly." I laughed, out loud. I couldn't stop myself. "Fair?" I asked. "Like Thanksgiving last year? When Lily got a $13,000 cruise and I got a $2 lottery ticket?" Mom frowned. "That was just a gift." "No," I said calmly. "That was a statement." Silence hit the table hard. Lily rolled her eyes and muttered something about me being dramatic. That's when I realized they truly believed their own version of events. In their story, they'd done nothing wrong. I stood up and told them the truth they never wanted to hear. I told them how small I felt my entire life, how achievements were expected, not celebrated, how Lily's needs always came first, how the lottery ticket wasn't harmless, it was symbolic. It said, "We don't take you seriously." Dad tried to interrupt. Mom started crying. Lily scoffed. So I pulled out my phone. "I won 100 million, I said. And when you found out, I had 79 missed calls. Not because you missed me. Because you missed the money." That did it. Lily snapped first. She accused me of being selfish, of abandoning family, of forgetting where I came from. My parents backed her instantly. The same old pattern, different stakes. I paid the bill and walked out. That night, I made a decision that terrified me more than winning the lottery ever had. I cut them off. No dramatic announcement. No final message. Just boundaries. Lawyers handled communication. I donated quietly, invested carefully, and moved somewhere new where no one knew my last name. I built a life where love wasn't conditional and generosity didn't come with strings. Months later, I saw Lily online again, this time posting vague quotes about betrayal and family wounds. The comments took her side. They always did. But something unexpected happened too. Strangers started messaging me. People who felt invisible in their own families. People who were always the backup child, the strong one, the afterthought. They didn't care about the money. They cared about the choice. And that's when I understood the real win. Not the 100 million, not the headlines, not even the freedom. The win was finally choosing myself. So if you're watching this and thinking this story is just about money, it's not. It's about what people reveal when they think you're powerless, and how they panic when they realize you're not. If you've ever been underestimated, overlooked, or handed less and told to be grateful, this channel is for you. Subscribe for more real, raw stories where the quiet one finally gets the last word.